Hey everybody, it's Party Elite welcoming you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. We're going to dive right back into Elite Zoo North, and it's going to be an interesting session. Of course, we will most likely have to play this on pause, and you might be wondering how we'll accomplish anything if the whole session's on pause, but I'll get into that in just a moment. Before I get into that, just want to mention, as always, folks, if you've been enjoying this series and you'd like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. It does make a very big difference, as I've said countless times. It lets me know what you're interested in watching more or less of, and it directly influences what content you see on this channel. Plus, on top of that, as I've said, I enjoy reading through the comments. It gives me a lot of insight. You'll always have interesting suggestions, thoughts, opinions, jokes, whatever it might be, and I do genuinely enjoy going through the comments. It was great actually seeing all your hearts pour out for our lovely Rhino. Viraj left us too early. It was quite unfortunate. And that is, of course, why we're going to be playing this session 90 to like 99% on pause. See, here's the thing. As of this recording, the latest update still says that there is some issue with animals getting thirsty twice as quickly, but putting down water pipes is going to help, counteract that. And many of you said that in the comments as well, that, oh, you can put water pipes down, the devs have said. Except the thing is that with our rhinos, as you'll perhaps recall, we put water pipes down. And not only did we put water pipes down, we actually even teleported, which is something I don't like doing. But we actually teleported our rhino right next to one of the water pipes. There she is. Oh, I was so worried. We teleported her right here. She turned around and walked away. So I don't trust that update. I'm sure it's true. I'm sure something else is going on, or, I'm not sure, but I feel like something else must be going on. But based on the behavior we've seen, I am not comfortable unpausing. And I'm sure y'all understand. I hope y'all understand. It really sucks to lose an animal after putting so much effort into, their well-being. It's a stain on our franchise. And I know it's just a game. It's just pixels, etc., etc. But I'm sure, and it seems like many of you in the comments understand this. In fact, I think maybe all of you in the comments understand this and are like-minded in that when you invest so much, into pixels, they start to mean something, right? And that's the power of video games, especially when you let yourself get attached like that. Like, yeah, you know what? I had to take a moment when that happened. Before I could record the time-lapse last session, I had to walk off and vent and then come back and record the time-lapse. I couldn't quit. I wasn't going to let everybody down and not do the time-lapse, I promise. But yeah, it didn't feel good. Now, with that said, I also really feel bad for the developers. I mean, unintended consequences happen all the time. I used to do web development, as my job prior to YouTubing and stuff. And sometimes you make a change that should make sense and things fall apart and you miss it during testing. So I understand the stress of it, and I really feel bad for the devs too. I'm going to be honest, this weekend of all weekends, it's a long weekend, right? Easter, whether it's Good Friday or Easter Monday that they'll have off, but it's got to suck, right? Because I'm sure people are not happy. But I just wanted to, I do feel bad for them as well as our animals, of course. Now, folks, all that aside, that's from our previous session. Yes, it'll affect how we do things this session, but I hope y'all won't mind, and I don't think y'all will. Y'all have been very understanding about this stuff every time something comes up. So previously, I had promised I keep getting lost in this zoo. I was like, am I rotating in the right direction? It's such a big zoo. Previously, I'd promised that we would be alternating enclosure build and beauty pass, enclosure build, beauty pass, back and forth, and I like that pattern we were getting. But even though the next step was to get a new enclosure up here in the Arctic region, as I'm sure y'all know by now, I don't like building a new enclosure and leaving it empty for an indefinite amount of time before getting the animals in. It bothered me so much when the polar bear enclosure was empty for, in-game years, real life months on end, right? So we're unfortunately not going to be building a new enclosure today. We're going to be doing something else that I've been putting off for a very long time, though, and that is doing a bit of a night beauty pass, because I still want to do a time lapse. I think they're fun to watch. I mean, I hope they're fun to watch, even when they don't involve a new animal enclosure being built, as much as I understand that might be more exciting. I think the beauty pass is much needed. We haven't done lighting and stuff for a very long time, and in hindsight, I'm kind of glad, because I wasn't expecting to load in to torrential downpour Was it raining at the end of the previous session? Because I don't remember that, but maybe it's because my eyes were all blurry from all the tears. No, so what we'll do is we'll flip to night. We'll do the night lighting and stuff. There's some stuff I want to do. There's some management stuff I want to do. But it'll be a beauty pass. And again, I hope it's fun. I hope y'all enjoy it. But I wanted to let y'all know right away the change of plans, because I understand some of you might not be interested in watching that as much, or might want to view this differently as a result of the change in plans. Now, first thing we're actually going to do is I'm going to go back into the settings, and the lag, if I can find it. There we go. The lag was much more noticeable when this went up to 8K. So let's pull it down to 4,500 and see if that makes a difference for us. 4,500. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that out. Not that we're going to be hitting play today, but you know. Now I will say also, many of you suggested that I can swap animals in and out of the trade center to get them fed and hydrated. Except the issue with that is, I don't like really doing that because I feel it's kind of cheesy, though it's fair, right? If an animal's not being taken care of outside, you pull it in and take care of it. I just don't like it personally, and even if I was okay with it, which, you know, if this issue persists, I might have to be okay with it. It is a bit of a mess in our animal storage right now, and just the pain of organizing that would have been a nightmare. With that said, this drives into some of the stuff that we're going to be doing. I want to do some animal trading, definitely. I want to take a look at our exhibit animals, or rather our exhibit animals again, because I think I missed some. Many of y'all pointed out that I might have missed a couple here and there. So I just want to take a look at them. I want to make sure everyone's doing okay. I want to do a little bit of animal trading. There are some great name suggestions that I'll be implementing today as well. There's lots to do. There's a lot to do. So being paused is not going to slow us down, ironically. I believe I did a pass close to the end of the last session, didn't I? I think I might have, actually. We might not have to do any exhibit animal management. Yeah, I think we're... Oh, no. Okay, we still have some that need a little bit of love and care. Go ahead and do that. Beautiful. But yeah, being on pause won't slow us down. After all, running a zoo is all about the pause. Oh, man. That one kind of hurt on the inside. Anyways, let's go on and check down over here in the cavern. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we did a run at the end of the last session. Okay, fair enough. So I won't have to do this. And I remember doing the forest scorpions. Still remember when. Sorry. All right, so that's that. I believe we have some floating lights over here, so we can repair that. And again, y'all pointed out a lot of little things in the comments that I'll be fixing today as well. If I can find my way around the zoo. Yeah, up over here. Man, I am really happy with our zoo overall. Like, things have come together really nicely. I'm really feeling it, you know? Where's our floating... I was told there's a floating orange tree somewhere over here, but I do not see it. Might be because I am tunnel visioned right now and missing it. No, it's... Oh, that one looks exceptionally tall. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that's floating. Lots of calls for keeping this open. I also saw one about doing like a terrace farming setup. I really like that idea. I might actually do that. And I also saw suggestions about building some stairs over here. In fact, if we take a look at the East Asia theme, I do believe that they have... No, they don't have stairs. Of course they don't have stairs. You know who does have stairs? You know who does have stairs? South America has stairs. Is it not labeled as stairs? Interesting. Where's all my South America stuff? That's really interesting. Oh, right. Of course, I'm playing in franchise mode. Right. I got so thrown off by my sandbox mode episode that I did that I forgot that I have to do all this research. Oh, no. All right, fair enough. Well, Simon, let's get you working on the South America theme that we'll not have access to until we're able to unpause. That'll be fun. It's okay. The other stuff that I want to take care of, like I said, there's a lot of great name suggestions that were put down. So the first of those is actually for this entire building. So let's go ahead and get to work on that. Wow, I was so worried about what happened to my South America stuff. Glad it's not the end of the world. But yeah, the alphabet over here. So we're gonna do some of this stuff in regular speed, because the time lapse I want to dedicate to our nighttime thing. This might also end up being a slightly shorter episode than usual, not by too much. I still suspect it'll be an hour long, but it won't be, you know, like these last couple of days we've had extra long episodes, but I don't think that's going to be likely for today. And I'm hoping by the time I record the next session, the whole thirst thing will be solved, and we'll be good, because the next session isn't until Tuesday. Yes. Man, completely thrown off. Yeah, it isn't until Tuesday, so there's some time before I have to record that one, which gives hopefully enough time. Now, again, long weekend, and I don't know. Like in Canada, you only get Good Friday off. Well, sorry, let me take that back. In Ontario, the province of in Canada, you only get Good Friday off. In some parts of Canada, I believe you get both Good Friday and Easter Monday off. I don't know what the situation is over there. I don't know if they get both or what, but we'll see. Hopefully, by the time I record the next session, it won't be an issue anymore. Am I spelling this correctly? That's how you spell it, right? The play on words over here is that this is the unforbidden city. Now, some of y'all might recognize the Forbidden City. That's kind of what the inspiration for this was. Obviously, it's not like an exact replica or anything, but that's what the inspiration was. And I saw a lot of great names for this one. Like I mentioned, some were very Panda specific, and I didn't want to leave our pangolin buddies ignored. And I had one picked, and then the Unforbidden City was brought up. And I believe it was mentioned before as well, and I had it in my notes back when my notes got nuked by a mistake of mine. So we've got Unforbidden City back now. But again, it's y'all make my life so difficult with, and I like it. This is the good kind of difficult, because I had a hard time picking names for the enclosures, for the game. Oh my god, it was tough. It was tough. The Unforbidden City, and when you come through, is that, wow, that's about as standard as everything else around these parts. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust that. Yes, please, and thank you. Are we looking? We're good. Okay, let's shift this over. Oh, that's about right, the Unforbidden City. Then, apart from that, the game itself, what to call the name. What to call the game, sorry. What name to give the game. Again, we got some great suggestions, and I'm actually taking the liberty to blend some of the name suggestions because I thought it'd be fun. So we're going with, well, first of all, let's go ahead and oh man, these letters are chunky. I don't know if I'll be able to fit the name. In fact, that might actually work for what I'm going for. Again, the whole idea, to those of you that are wondering why this is happening and didn't catch me explain it previously, the whole idea here is that red pandas were the original pandas until the giant panda was, I guess, discovered is the word, or first seen. And that's when the giant panda became the panda, and the red pandas lost their, crown, if you will. So this is the war between the pandas to determine who is the true panda. And it kind of matches, a little bit of history from the part of the world. There's a constant flow of civil wars in the long and rich history of China. So it's a kind of a fun tie into that. Wow, these letters are massive. Really get a sense of how big they are when you build something that's supposed to be so intricate and tiny. And I don't want to get our custom lettering out because I wanted that custom lettering that we built for the memorial is a little too formal, I would say. I think this requires some goofiness, right? It's supposed to be fun and cheesy. So let's see if we can't pull this off. The Great Red, except that's going to be shown differently. Okay, the sign is going to get real messy. There we go. Okay, this is working. Now we're going to get some eyes out over here, because what's happened is, well, I'll touch on it as I get the rest of the name in here. I see why I do this stuff in time-lapse now. But again, like I've said before, sometimes it's nice. It's a nice change of pace, in my opinion at least, to do some of this stuff not in a time-lapse. I just talk about different things than when it is a time-lapse, and sometimes it goes by too quickly. The great... All right, one word to go. Unfortunately, it's also the biggest word in, like, this entire zoo. I'm sure y'all can guess what it is. Of course, I couldn't resist this opportunity. Of course I couldn't. It's also one of the top suggested words for the name. Note, this is a misspelling of the word, but of course that is intentional. Okay, let's see if we can't fit this. I think we'll not manage. Adjusted the camera angle and realized how impossible this will be. Close. But also, like, not at all. This is, again, why I kind of wish that you could scale things like lettering. Yeah, this is, like, massive. You know what? This, I might need to adjust the name based on the real estate we have to work with. This is the small lettering. So it's supposed to be the Great Pandemonium, and the idea is that the red pandas took offense to it being called the Great Pandemonium, so they crossed it out and put the word red up there, is the joke in my head, because these are the things I do in my spare time. All right, a little bit of adjusting is all that's required here. Let's go ahead and do that. We can do this. It's not a problem. Just got to shift you a little bit further over, and shift you. It was suggested that it would be adorable to have it up on the fence, perhaps, but it at eye level with the panda. It's a little high. Let's do that, and let's see if we can't move you down a little bit so you're not cutting into that face there. And yes, let's go ahead and move the red down over here. Yeah, sure. Definitely needs a little bit of adjusting. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, man. Let's just nudge all this up. I think it'll work fine. Just got to missed a piece there. That's okay. Gotta move all this up to here. Gotta move you up as well. And all we'll need to do is add a couple of, like, legs to it, basically. So let's go ahead and pull these pieces. Yep. Boom. Nice. Nice and easy, hopefully. We'll see how the front looks in a moment's time, right? That'll determine just how easy this was. All right. I can't pull those down. Okay, let's get these over here. And let's get these down over here. These are all supported by the fencing. Everything else in the middle is supported by this. This needs to be pulled back a little bit, not a problem. Done. The Great Pandemonium. The Great Red, the Red Pandemonium. Name it what you want. Vote with your wallet, as it were. Where did you just sit on your donation bin? That's gonna affect your winning chances. You know that, right, buddy? Also, it's wild to hear about those pandas out there that are finally, you know, mating and stuff in captivity. Now that zoos are kind of shutting down and they're not as active, kind of wild to see. It's like they're extremely shy. And you know what? I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But it makes me happy to see that that's happening. Some positivity is coming out of this. There we go. Cool. All right, down that sign. That took longer than anticipated. So that's that taken care of. Now, another thing that I need to take care of actually is, again, pointed out by y'all, is that I forgot to put down speakers for our red pandas, and that's definitely a problem. Let's go ahead and put one down over here. Make sure you're talking about red pandas. Give you a little bit of volume. Yeah, takes this corner. Excellent. And then let's go ahead and duplicate this and put it down over here. There we go. Make sure it's like nicely centered. That is not nice or centered. There we go. Better. And up the volume a little bit. Actually, no, let's reduce the volume a touch because we're going to put another one down over here. go. And another one down up over here, of course. Now, hopefully people will actually come in here. I'm a little concerned that they won't. Got a bit of overlap that we're going to reduce right now. There we go. I'm a little worried that they won't because there's no reason to be here. Now, some of y'all were suggesting the pangolin should go into this corner over here so they would drive more people up here, but I almost want to drive people down here, right? Put some stores or something down over here, have them shop for food and drink, and that way I can put down some of those other excellent name suggestions that I received for some of the food stalls and whatnot. Go ahead and get you colored properly. There we go. that fits in quite nicely. That fits in quite nicely. And let's also... Are you back to... No. I was like, are you back to staring at the picture? No. I also want to fix the stairs. Now, here's the thing. The unfortunate thing, again, is that we'll have to unpause anytime we want to check the update. But what I'm thinking is... Let's go ahead and just get rid of this. Get rid of this, right? Get rid of all that. And let's duplicate this section down. And that should hopefully make this entire area traversable. I need to nudge this up a little bit. There we go. Hopefully. And our staff will hopefully be able to get up there as well. Cool. Really happy with this enclosure. Perhaps, I mean, definitely influenced by the existence of a trebuchet in it, but I am really happy with this enclosure. It's nice, it's small, it's intimate, and it's effective as well, though we could use some more climbing. I believe what we can do is maybe move this tree back over here. Hopefully, it won't block the stairs too much. I mean, it seems like it might. We'll see, we'll see. We'll see when we can unpause. All right, so that's that taken care of. Now, in terms of enclosure names, I am honestly still not sure. Today we're going to throw up a vote. Top right corner, there's going to be a poll, and I need your help in picking. Red Pandas is what we're naming first. Their names are either... Well, for the first one, I need to open up Zoopedia. So you'll see that they are from the family Aleridae. So the first name option is Alert All Day, or Ilert All Day. However you pronounce that. Aleridae? Alert All Day? Because they're alert all day because they've got a guard tower, right? I love it. Then there's also the Red Keep, which I also love. And then finally, Garden. Like, it's a garden, except they're the garden. I mean, there were so many good name suggestions, and I had to narrow it down. And even then, I barely narrowed them down. So hopefully y'all can help me come to a conclusion. Now, I think that's everything I can do here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our animal trading, do a little bit of swapping around, and then we can go ahead and hop on into our time lapse. Now, we do have, if I'm not mistaken, another Rhino, right? Arin here is going to replace Viraj. I believe he was pretty good as well. So, at least there's that silver lining that we ended up getting an extra Rhino when we had the double enclosure. So, you know, that's a positive. But with that said, let's take a look at some of these animals that we can trade out. If I first deal with the pronghorn antelopes, because they are plentiful and they're typically easy to trade. Let's take a look at the market here. Pronghorn antelope. There we go. Ooh, 1,600. But I mean, albino hundreds all across the board. Are you kidding me? Yikes. Can't quite compete with that. 495, decent stats. 690, decent stats. All right. So we're looking at the 600s, 6 to 700s, or maybe 5 to 700s. All right, sure, cool. I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that. We got a lot of really good genetics here. Feel kind of bad. How is Yeoman not gold ranked? Oh, because fertility. Well, let's release you to the wild. Cool. Just emptying out the animal storage here. It's a bit much, right? All right. We said 500 to 700, right? I mean, geez, those are good numbers. Let's start at 700. No, let's let's start at 700, okay? 700 is a good price. These are good genes. 700 for you. These are less good. So for you, we'll go with, let's say, 650. Well, let's go with 600. Game's not letting me change the numbers. There we go, 600. Good stuff. Over here, we're pretty good. I'm going to stick with 700. Another one with the same. Oh my god, these are amazing. 750. I know we said 500 to 700, but listen. I changed my mind. I'm allowed to do that. I'm not perfect, I'm human. Let's go with 600 for you. Waylon. See, that red on the immunity gene is really kind of painful. Now we're at 17,525 at the start of this, right? Let's try and keep an eye on that. 17,525. You'll probably go for, let's say, 550. Just because of that low immunity gene. Even though it doesn't really matter, visually, from a buyer's perspective, you see a red and you go, well, why do I, I'm not even going to look at the stats, I'm not even going to look at the price. That's what I do. I see a red and I go, okay, let's see if there's something better. But you make it cheap enough and people might pick it up. Let's go with, no, 450 is too low. Let's go with 500. Nice round 500. Cool. Gone. Let's check our trade history real quick over here. Pronghorn antelopes, right? No animals available. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, okay, cool. Because it has not, none have sold. 17,525. Been doing a lot of trading lately. Even my Mount and Blade Bannerlord Let's Play has been a lot of trading. I'm playing a merchant, so it's kind of funny to me. All right, the American Bison. Good genes over here as well. Let's see how much they go for. Wow, really forgot how many animals I was stockpiling here. Not a bad idea to do this. This might be a blessing in disguise. Come on, 10K for this? Come on. There's no way I'm gonna pay for that. 900 for this, really, eh? I'm not looking at albinos because I'm not... There's that natural, unfortunate appeal, if you will, just because they're fancy. Like they're different, right? That's what helps their price be what it is. Whale in here, 900 for stats that are worse than any animal I have. I can go up there. I'd say let's go with 8s to 9s. With 8s to 9s. It all depends on how much in demand these animals are as well, right? Let's go ahead. Let's go with 700 for you because you got the yellow size gene. And Wakefield, these are pretty good. Let's go with 800. Let's go with 850. Cool. Here's hoping that I'm not misremembering and that these animals are all meant to be traded out. We also have some Gharial over here. Oh my god, Nitara here with some amazing stats. Let's take a look at Gharial. I always have a hard time with that GH sound. Gharial. Alright, what have we got over here? These guys are all pretty pricey for some pretty low tier genetics, if I'm completely honest. 440 for this. So an 800 female for that. No way that's gonna sell. And then there's these undercutters. Oh, that's just Frontier Zoo. Lots of red genes up there. All right, so we're looking at, 700 plus. 500 to 700, I would say, to be fair, to be reasonable. Let's try it. Again, no telling if anyone's gonna even pick these guys up at this point in time. Everyone's probably busy trading. Excuse me, what do you mean connection failed? Let's go for it. Everyone's probably busy trading like South American animals and stuff right now, experimenting with the new DLC pack. But oh no, looks like we're making some sales. That number did just change, so we are making some sales. Gajananda, are you good to go? I guess so. Arin is coming in. Our camels. Let's see how much the camels are going for. Let's take a look at our trade history. I want to see... Okay, Watkins just got picked up for 700. Cool. What was I doing? What are we checking on? I got so many snow leopards as well. Yikes. Oh, right, camels. The Bactrian camel. Where are you? There you are. Funny how the alphabet works. It's like always in order. Here's a fun fact. The word alphabet is basically saying A, B in the Greek alphabet. It's alpha, beta, except, shortened to alphabet. Thought I'd share that as we look at a Greco-Indian kingdom's animals. These are all pretty garbage genes. Hundreds to 150s, it looks like. Sure. Hundreds to 150s, fair. No, it's not the page I want. There we go. I mean, right, like these are, it's fine. Go with 150. I'm obviously gonna go above the suggested price. And let's go with 200 over here. Done. Okay, the tigers are gonna be tough to get rid of. The tigers are gonna be tough. Let's go ahead and take a look at maybe some of these wolves. Now we could send the wolves back in because apparently they won't re-alpha themselves. So the new pair will still be the breeding pair. I need to think about that. And then what about our snow leopards? What's going on with our snow leopards? I've been kind of... I felt a little disjointed with our snow leopards, if I'm completely honest. Where are these babies? Where are these babies? Right, it's you and Arban. Decent genes. Decent genes. Hang on. You and Arban. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, okay, Arban... Actually... all matter of which gene matters more to us. Really? None of these are inbreeding? Seems off to me. Well, nonetheless, so you and Arban are staying. You're going to hopefully produce some amazing babies for us. So I guess everybody else can be traded out. No reason not to, right? Oh, well, actually, you're getting kind of old. Still able to mate, but getting kind of old. Do we have a replacement? Everybody, all the other females would be inbreeding. You're the youngest female. And Otgunbayer would give us the best results with her. So fine. I guess Naran Batar is going. And Altan Tsetseg is going. So the original mom and dad are the ones that are going. Alright, cool. Decision made. Decision made. And those conservation credits keep climbing. Let's take a look at how much snow leopards go for. Whoa. We are still paused. Yes, okay. I don't know what that flashing was. Snow leopards, where are you? You know, I think what I'm going to do is the next time I decide to do a massive, like, trading type episode, I might just tweet out, like, hey, I'm about to go up and start trading. Because I've seen a handful of comments that are like, oh, I wish I knew when you were putting animals up so that I could pick up some of the animals. Maybe I'll do that, and then, you know, anybody who wants elite zoo animals can have a chance at least knowing when they're going up on sale. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that. That sounds so, like, I don't know. My ego is not that elevated, I promise you. But I've seen it mentioned in the comments a few times, so it just occurred to me that might be a way to spread the love of the elite zoo animals and stuff like that. Looks like we're seeing some pretty neat prices over here. 2K for all greens, but, you know, 80, 60s. 25K with a yellow. Confidence for a male. Again, males and females sell at different prices, right? We're looking at 1.5 to 2s, I think, for the animals we have. Comfortably, I think. This is an undercutter right here. You are welcome. I see. That's quite nice, actually. Look at that. 3K for that. All right, well, so, sure. Look at our animal storage here. And our original dad, pretty good genes. Wow, really? The suggested price is 345, eh? No. Let's go with 2K. It's funny how off the suggested prices are. So the original dad almost traded the wrong one out. For, you know what? Let's go with 1,500. That feels more fair. It's not gold ranked or anything. The mum, though. The mum, I think, can go for 2,500. These are good genes. And fertility, again, right, is one of the less important ones as far as the effect it has on the progeny. So let's get you up for trade as well. Oh, we continue to make conservation credits. This is good. You know what? This whole situation might actually be a blessing in disguise. As we trade some animals out. Still having a hard time trading out the Bengal tigers, but I think they're next. Because we might try to reintroduce the wolves, right? Gajananda, I think it's time for you to go, because I believe all of our elephants are potential inbreeding issues. Can't even really check. We can... Actually, can elephants have multiple males? I believe... Oh, no. Up to 1 male, up to 29 females. Ah, so I guess Gajananda must go. That's kind of sad. Just because named animal and stuff, but the name will live on, right? We're not releasing them to the wild. Someone else is going to get them, or someone else is going to get him. But let's check the numbers for the Indian elephant. There it is. Boom. What are we looking at here? 8K for... Wow! That's not going to sell at all. Low fertility. I'd be shocked if that sells. 360, that's a bit more reasonable for something with these kinds of stats. Okay, 8K... 7K, 6 to 8K. 6 to 8K is looking like a comfortable price range. I think we'll sit on... I think we can sit on 6K, maybe even 5.5. Let's go with 5.5. Feeling... I want Gajananda to have a home. Let's go and trade you at 55. Cool. Bengal tigers. Is it time? I think it's time. Let me just check our trade history real quick. And I want to look at all species, please. Any species, transactions. Yeah, there we go. So we've got our Bactrian camels out the door, or one of our gharials out the door, and our 2 bison are out the door. Cool, cool, cool. Feels good. Actually, on the topic of animal trading, though, I was reminded in the comments again that one of our pandas... Oh, it's so nice that they're all collectively over here. One of our pandas is still on contraceptives. There we go. That'll be good. Hopefully we'll get some new panda babies. Hopefully we'll get some new panda babies. All right, that's that. What's our inspection looking like? Orangutan, right? Of course. Forgot about that. What's going on over here? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I should stop. Back to animal trading. That's me procrastinating the sale of the tigers. I mean, Vedika has to stay, right? With A-star genes. Justin maybe can go. Bengal tiger, really good genetics. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. What we have right now is pretty great, otherwise we wouldn't have it, right? Where are we? There we go. So Ronith is the male with fantastic genes and currently mating with Syra, I believe, who had recent birth. Look at that, gene potential for size is always 100%. This is a great combination. It's a great combination. What about their offspring? What's their offspring looking like? 183 for the second stat, and you 192. Okay, so you're gonna be our next, I think, A-star. Well, let's go with A, because that fertility is kind of low. Well, once she comes to adulthood, excuse me, I said you're gonna be our A. Once she comes to adulthood, we'll have to see who she can pair with to get better genes. But okay, we've got a good breeding pair right now in these two, right? Like Ronith and Syra over here are giving us some really good babies. We just checked their compatibility, like not their compatibility, but their potential output, and those are really good stats. So let's finally move on with some of these tigers, right? Let's part ways. Let's take a look at the prices. So the Bengal tiger. I'm gonna unleash tigers into the market like I'm a Tiger King, I guess. Didn't wanna have to say that. Meggy B, isn't that the one that makes them extra poofy? All right, what are we looking for here? 500, 1200 for, you know, middling-ish stats, but it's a white Bengal tiger. 495, Janvi, very good stats. White goes for 6-ish K. Hard to tell. Got a different Syra over here for 500. So, okay, so 500s and then the really good white Bengal tigers for like 6K. If we're getting rid of any of those, right? Fair enough. Fair enough. So, Justin, I believe it's time for you to go. Hurts, but I think we should. Just not as good. Not as good. Not as good. All right, Justin, time to go. He's going to be an expensive one. He's got really good genes. That's why we picked him up in the first place, right? He's come, he's done his work. 5,500. Oh, that hurts to click. Amrita, time for you to go as well. A little bit on the cheaper side, I think. Let's go with 4,000. We've had trouble in trading out tigers in the past as well. Go with 3,000. That low immunity gene. Actually, you know what? Low immunity is not the end of the world if you take care of your animals. 4,000. Do that. Akshay, the fertility is kind of low. Veer is amazing. No one will veer away from Veer. Let's go ahead and trade him out. Look at that. Oh, man. Oh, this hurts. Every step of this hurts. 6,500. Let's go. They'll have nice homes. Now Akshay over here. T for trade, right? Again, pretty good genes overall. Let's go with 5,000. Just going with my intuition here. So Anirudhnu. These are also great genes. Again, immunity is kind of low, but overall pretty good. Vedika, I kind of want to keep. But to what end? To what end? Inbreeding with Ronith, so that's not an option. Veer's on his way out. Akshay's on his way out. Yeah, I guess there's no point. Guess there's no point. Vedika, you're going as well. You're my A star, so 9,500. Let's go. Let's try it. You can't score if you don't shoot, right? You can't score if you don't shoot. And Anirudhnu. Trade you for 6,500. No, for 6,500. There we go. Wow. Just like that. We're trading out all of our tigers. Gariel Arden is, of course, being moved in. And then back over here, we still have some snow leopards that we're keeping for now. And some of our timber wolves that we'll probably reintroduce to the pack. We'll see. We'll see if this number goes any higher. I might be stuck with trying to trade those animals out again. But, you know, it's good to note down that all of our tigers were willing to trade. The snow leopard parents were willing to trade. In fact, maybe I should write this down, or if someone mentions it in the comments, it'd be super helpful. Because if they don't get traded out this session, I'll trade them out. I'll try to trade them out next session. All the tigers, the snow leopard, original mom and dad, the, you know, in fact, can I rename them once I put them up for trade? I have my doubts. How to even go about, right, animals. And we're looking for location. No, location doesn't give us, location doesn't give us the trade center, unfortunately. Oh, okay, it does. It just, oh, right, it's neither at the top nor at the bottom. Wow, come on, party. Oh, yeah, okay, we can rename them, it seems. Justin's being traded. Well, the Vedika is being traded as an A star. I still want to have that in there, which is fancy. Anirudhnu traded as an A plus. Amrita is being traded. Cool. This is gonna help keep us organized, I think. Wait, sorry. You're the mom. It'll only keep us organized if I do this in an organized fashion. Okay. What about our... There we go, trade center. What about our pronghorn antelopes? I believe I'm okay with trading them all out. This is a good system to just remember. This was actually suggested to me many episodes ago, and I implemented it partially, but now it'll at least help me remember between sessions that I'm... Especially with the tigers, that's the big one. The tigers I was always having a hard time parting ways with, as y'all will remember, I'm sure. There, the snow leopards as well. Cool. And we'll keep an eye and see... Keep an eye out and see if we get any more trades done. Any species, please. Those are our purchases. I would like to see our... Of course, I hate that we can't do it by transaction. I want to see my sales. I want to see sales and purchases separately. Oh, is this telling me I lost money on Altan Setseg? Ah, whatever it is. Overall, we've got 20k conservation credits. so we're not going to have problems getting animals anytime soon. All right, folks, I think that's all the management stuff that I wanted to do. Hopefully, during the course of this time lapse, some more of those animals will get sold off, but I think it is time for a time lapse. We're going to flip to nighttime, and we're going to go through and add some lights. I believe we're going to need lights in the East Asia area, in the Tibet area. We're going to need lights maybe for the Komodo dragons as well. The orangutan, I think, don't have lights. There's a lot of lighting work to do. So, might not be the longest time lapse, but I think it's a pretty essential time lapse. Let's dive on in, shall we? All right, folks, nothing too crazy today. We're just going to do a bit of a lighting time lapse. I say nothing too crazy, but I am really happy with how things turn out. It's a decently long time lapse. It's actually about the average length. I thought this was going to be a much shorter one, but I got so into it and I got so distracted by the lighting at times that it just kept going. But we start over here with orangutan and orangotango, both lighting up this entire, orangutan enclosure. And I wanted something which, looking directly into the bright orange there, maybe doesn't come across right away, but I wanted something a bit more subtle for this area. I did not want to get all the trees all lit up with the backlighting. I didn't want things to be too vibrant. I wanted it to feel a bit like you were maybe actually walking through the jungle. So you'll see me mixing in blues, like in my head, and I don't know how accurate this is or anything, but in my head, the oranges are a good, example of like where there's a lot of fireflies or something. It's not so bright, but obviously it is artificial lighting. And then the blue is where like the moonlight is shining through. So that's kind of the idea I was going for. I don't know why. I just felt like something a bit more maybe subtle or a bit more mellow for the orangutan would be nice. And using the blue and orange combination. So it's a very nice, color combination, contrasting colors, very commonly used in like film and photography and stuff. Just using that to make this area a little bit extra interesting. You'll see in a moment's time I do, oh yeah, we don't keep these spotlights. I didn't like how they looked in this area actually. But you'll see in a moment's time we kind of zoom in, we light up the tunnel as well, but even like the views outside the tunnel, just seeing how the orange and the blue come together, I think it looks quite nice, quite charming. And yeah, again, not overdoing it, just some spotlights. And once we get inside here, you'll see, I believe, yeah, I realized like, what, we could use actually an extra little bit of heat over here. Some more warm lighting, and I really like how that looks actually. Look at that. It only lasts a split second, but it's probably top contender for my thumbnail, so you can see it there as well. There's just something about it. Blue and yellow, right? Or teal and orange, however you want to refer to the lighting scheme, the color scheme. Then, of course, lighting up the inside of the tunnel as well. What I wanted to do here was, rather than light up the floor, I wanted to light up the glass, and I wanted to also feel very subtle, like it's just like a source of warmth, maybe, when you're looking at it from up on high. And I think that's been accomplished quite well as well. We'll be zooming out in just a moment's time to take a look at it that way. And yeah, I think it looks really nice. I think it's come across really nicely. I do experiment with the blue and orange in the tunnel as well, but I don't quite care for how that looks. And then up top over here, I decided to bring in the blue lighting to light up the stone. I just feel like it works really nice. Stone's like a cold material, so when it's lit up in cool colors, it works very nicely together. Now I say stone is cold. What's a warm material? Well, like wood is a warm material. I don't say I follow this, by the letter or anything, but if you light up woods in like oranges and stuff, I find like it works a lot better. And if you light up stones and I don't want to say minerals, because that's minerals, there's a huge variety, but I find stones, especially darker stones lit up in blue, look particularly nice. But over here you can see I go against the grain a little bit, do the blue and orange again to make some interesting contrast, and actually light the wooden floorboards up in blue, because again, going for that kind of jungle moonlit look, right? So adding the orange for contrast, but keeping that moonlit idea going. So probably the most subtle corner, or the most subtle portion of our zoo, I would say. And then coming over to the India section and adding some lights over here as well, I wanted to make sure that our new parts of the enclosure were well lit up. And one thing I actually do, and you'll see me take it on shortly, I believe, is I realized that, I take a couple moments during this process to see if I actually like what I'm doing or not, because this is something that's been around for a while. And I wanted to make sure that that any adjustments we do to it are aren't like abhorrently, you know, different from from the tone we'd already set. And here you can see I actually struggle a little bit to get the green underlighting for the trees, and I'm trying to figure it out. The thing is that the tree is too tall for the spotlight to reach there, so I actually have to put these lights down on rooftops and shine them towards the trees instead because the greenery is just so high. But yeah, easy problem to solve. But there's something else I do actually, which I'll do in a moment's time, but I should talk about it right now because I'll probably ramble about it for way longer than I actually work it during the time lapse. But so with the Arctic region, we went the whole, Christmas theme. We added Christmas lights and this, that, and the other thing. So while doing this, I was just like, I don't know why, but I felt like it'd be nice to have Diwali lights. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Diwali, but in Canada, it kind of gets celebrated as well. Not to the same extent. Sorry, I should say in Toronto specifically, it kind of gets celebrated as well. Not to the same extent as stuff like Christmas and stuff, of course, but it is the Indian Festival of Lights. Often referred to as the Hindu Festival of Lights, but it is celebrated by many Indian faiths. And it's throughout all the religions, the common thread is it's about the victory of good over evil. And, we've already got like the temple to the, to Ganesh and whatnot. So I was like, it makes sense. Let's go ahead and push that theme a little bit further. So I will be doing that in a moment's time. And basically, like, I'll be honest. So I've been very fortunate to have, seen quite a few countries in my time. And I always have a hard time picking between, I don't know, Copenhagen's Christmas lighting, or actually Toronto's Christmas lighting is really good as well. Or New Delhi during Diwali, or Rabat during Ramadan. I would probably go so far as to say that Rabat during Ramadan is some of the prettiest, lighting decoration that I've seen. Just throwing it out there. I'm curious, what other folks' experiences are, but those are mine. But I thought it'd be nice. It's a nice excuse to get the lighting in. So this is sort of what I'm attempting here. Now, there are very specific types of lights and stuff that you use for the festival, but I thought, well, it's close enough. Small lights, lots of little lights. It's the same thing as, like, in theory, Christmas lighting, where you light up at the edges of all the buildings and stuff. So I thought it'd be nice. I probably got a little too distracted by it. Again, this is, I think, what dragged this time lapse longer than it needed to be, because from a distance, you cannot see those lights. You can't tell they exist. But we know they're there, right? We know they're there, and we know the time and effort was spent on it. And, it would make for great helicopter shots because the guests can't even see it unless they're, like, up on high, on the train. Maybe from the train they'll catch a glimpse, or you know what, actually, the viewing platforms inside the a little temple, the backside of Bagraba, has, I think, maybe a clear view. But yeah, you can see here again, me kind of like contemplating my decisions, hesitating, because we're going back to something that we'd built so long ago. It's always kind of like, oh, yeah, do these changes match up with the original idea? I try to always keep that in mind, and I think they do. I think it works out nicely. In fact, I think it bolsters the existing concept and idea there. And then done with that section, moving on to our Himalayan brown bears. And again, going for kind of like the subtle lighting, not wanting to overdo it. Again, this is like the monastery area, right? So I want it to feel calm and a little relaxed, perhaps. Also got to get the cave lit up. And again, just some subtle lighting over here. Lighting from outside is nice enough, I think, but a little bit of blue hues on the inside would be good to accentuate the area. And then, of course, right outside, this is where we get really kind of vibrant again. Got to get these trees all lit up because they just act, in my mind, they almost just act like lamp posts. And you can see one of our, I think, power sources is currently dying. So some of the black spots are going to be lit up when those power sources get repaired. I think so, at least. But yeah, the snow leopards, nothing too complicated over here. Again, just some soft lighting here as well. You can see, again, breaking the quote-unquote rule. The stone there was lit up with a warm orange, but again, it looks fine. I just find that typically blue on the dark stone works better, and then oranges on like woods and stuff work better. Now, the East Asia section as well. went really subtle with the red, and then I realized I kind of want to push it a little bit further, so just added a light on each of these corners and just dimmed it down ever so slightly, so it's still subtle, but it's a bit more powerful than it was before. Really happy with how this looks. Again, it really stands out, and I love that you can see it through the trees. Really, really happy with how it's all coming together, honestly. And then again, just adding some lighting to the trees back over here as well, making these feel a bit more, again, ethereal and magical. I think it's a fun spot. You know what I just realized? I just realized that despite me, while I was doing the lanterns inside, while I was doing that, I was telling myself, oh yeah, don't forget to light up the sign about the game. Don't forget to light up the sign about the game. Guess what I forget to do, folks? I'll give you one guess. I'll give you one guess. So I'm gonna have to do that maybe next session, maybe later. I'm hoping that next session I can focus on adding a new Arctic animal to our zoo. And then maybe after that, when we do our beauty pass in that area, we'll come back and very quickly do the lighting over there or something. Like over here, I mean. But yeah, gotta get these cherry blossoms looking pink. We couldn't do too many of them for the flamingos, ironically, but why not make it up over here? And then adding a bit more lighting over here so that people can actually see the animals. And that's basically gonna wrap up the time lapse. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a bit more of a quiet one, I think. All right, folks, that time lapse ended up actually being about average length, all things considered. Hopefully it has resulted in a zoo where one will always have a night to remember. I'm pretty happy with how our zoo looks at night, actually. Hopefully it's showing up through all right with YouTube's compression and all that, but yeah, really happy with the more subtle lighting of Orangutango and Orangutown in general, just not so bright and vibrant. I'm really happy with our changes to the Indian elephant area as well as the rhino area, keeping some dark spots for them as well so they can, kind of feel like it is nighttime occasionally. Might be nice for the animals. Again, very, very subtle lighting session actually this time around. Nothing too crazy. I mean, we did add a fair bit of vibrance, I would say, to the East Asia area, to the Chinese area, I suppose. The reds over here are pretty bright, but again, not overdone or overstated. Though of course had to get those cherry blossoms looking nice and bright and pink at night. But yeah, not too loud. I mean, I could, you know what I could do? I could add some more lighting over here. Let's just see how this will look. I'm not sure if I'll like this, but let's see how it'll look. I mean, yeah, we could do like a bit of a orange tone approach for some of these. Like I could do that, and then we could, sorry, I could have done this during the timestamp, but didn't occur to me. I mean, it's something. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. Right now, though, I'm pretty happy with how it's looking without that added in. Nice to have some of these dark spots. Makes the hot spots feel more, hot. Makes them feel more vibrant. Wow, whew. English. Makes them feel more vibrant. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks at night. And you know what? We made do with our limitations. Despite having to stay paused all through today's session, we did manage to make a fair bit of progress on something that, like I said earlier, I've been putting off for a little too long. And with that said, another thing I've been putting off for so very long was the animal trading. And you'll see we've actually, I think, managed to trade most, if not all, of the animals out. Let's see. Let's take a look at our storage over here. What do we have left? Our wolves, Naran Batar, we did not manage to get rid of. I suppose we'll come back and do it next time. Most of our tigers might be gone. Gajananda is still with us. Let's check what's up over here. Yeah, so most of our tigers are gone. Surprisingly, Anirudhnu wasn't picked up, but I mean, we more than doubled our. Oh my God, yeah, we way more than doubled our conservation credits. That was huge. That was huge. Yeah, so Altan Sekteg went for 2,500. Tyler here went for 700. This Tyler went for 750. These are our purchases. Where are the all the expired ones? Nithara went for 700. Pihu went for 500. Veer went for 6,500. Vedika went for 7,500. Akshay for 500. 6,500, 7,500, 5,000. Akshay. Amrita, expired. Justin, 5,500. I mean, pretty good numbers overall. I feel like we could have actually gone higher with some of these tigers now. Justin, I probably could have got a lot more for, all things considered. Those are really good genes. Bengal tiger, white Bengal tiger specifically. I mean, Probably could have got more out of that, but you shouldn't get too greedy, right? Spread the genes, spread the love. 49k conservation credits is not too shabby. We'll be able to get some high-tier animals, high-tier endangered animals when the time comes. Folks, unfortunately, this is where we're going to call it a session today. I hope you enjoyed it, despite the circumstances, I suppose. As always, though, let me know with a comment down below how you feel, what you think. And of course, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like down below as well. Really helps me make decisions on the channel. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.